Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the e-learning platform of our school, Phe Wk3 International School, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. This lesson is for primary 3, and the subject we are having today is Physical and Health Education, PHE. This lesson is presented by Mr. Korade MA, week 3, and this is the second lesson in week 3. Today, inshallah, we are still under the heading Road Safety Guideline. Our last lesson, we discussed the road safety guidelines for motorists, and also for animals. So, inshallah, in this lesson we are discussing the consequences of not observing road safety guidelines. If we fail to take to these road safety guidelines, we do not obey them, what will happen? What are the consequences? What are the effects, bad effects of not observing road safety guidelines? When we fail to obey traffic signs, when we fail to obey traffic officials, when we go out with bad vehicles that are not in good condition, what will happen? So these are what we are going to be learning today in this lesson. The first one, the following are the consequences of not observing road safety guidelines. One is death. So when we fail to obey road safety guidelines, then people will begin to lose their lives on the road. When people overspeed, when roads are not fixed, when vehicles are not in good condition, and we move out, we go out with them, accidents occur and people die. If you have not seen it, I believe you will have had 1 or 2 cases of road accidents. Yes, or watch them in news when the journalists report them. So this is what happens when people do not observe road safety. We must make sure as road users we observe the road safety guidelines. The second one that happens when we fail to obey road safety guideline is permanent disability of the limbs. Yes, people become a disabled person when they fail, or persons when they fail to obey the road safety guidelines. Yes, people lose their body parts. Sometimes some people have some of the part of their body not functioning again as a result of accident caused by not observing road safety guidelines. They break their bones, their leg, their head, they have injuries, and sometimes resort to permanent disability of the limbs. So this is one of the consequences, bad effects of not observing road safety guidelines. The third one is loss of the limbs. Yes, some part of the body are lost due to these of not taking to the road safety guidelines. Like when people are asked not to drink and people take alcohol and they drink, at the end of the day they lose the control and they have an accident and they lose some of their limbs. There are cases reported by journalists about people who are reckless. So when people are not careful on the road, so this is what happened to them. And the next one is loss of one's sight. Loss of one's sight. Some people lose their sight. They can't see again after an accident, and this is due to the fact that they fail to observe the road safety guidelines. And the last one is loss of property. Yes, they damage the vehicle. The vehicle is no more good because of the accident. They can't use it again, or sometimes they hit another vehicle or another property, they destroy. So this one leads to loss of property as a result of the reckless driving, due to the fact that they fail to observe road safety guidelines. Children, let's take this again. The consequences: the first one is death. The second one is the permanent disability of the limbs. The third one is loss of the limbs. The fourth one, loss of one sight. And the last one is loss of property. This is where we are going to draw the curtain for today's lesson. Inshallah, we shall meet until we meet again next week on this platform. I want to tell you, children, to read your book and stay at home. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.